Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. It's nighttime, it's dark. Daylight has not arrived, not even dawn has arrived as our days shorter into later December. All right. Well, welcome and happy Thanksgiving Day to all the viewers. This is Legacy blended Scotch whiskey, imported obviously from Scotland, the Kingdom of Scotland, and bottled in Kentucky at Buffalo Trace. And it was introduced in 1962, and it has been a Sazerac company brand since its inception. So it's never changed hands. Buffalo Trace is owned by Sazerac, so that would make sense that it's bottled there. A lot of their imports are bottled there and some at other places. All right. There's no website listing, so I can't show you anything. The distribution is not really good. I've never seen it in my town. I found this in Jefferson Parish, the big plastic bottle at Dorgnac's Food Center on the east bank of the Mississippi River. Not long after I went to the west side of the river, West Bank, where all the radio stations start with K. On the east bank, they start with W. But and I saw the glass bottles of this, but it was too late. Already had bought the plastic, but prefer glass. Now the competitor is Cutty Sark Prohibition edition, introduced in 2013 for the 80th anniversary celebration of Cutty Sark, introduced in 1923. No age statement. This is a 1 liter bottle. Most of the time you'll see the 750. You can get a regular size bottle of this at Total Wine & More, assuming they have it in stock. They probably don't, but assuming they do, for $24.99. But I've never seen it at Walmart. I've never seen it. They might have it at Rouse's. I haven't checked. I bought it at a place called Acuista Paces in Covington, Louisiana. And it was a good deal on this. Let me moisturize the cork. It's got real cork. It was a good deal. It was like $27.99 for a liter. And I knew other stores had it for, oh no. Look what happened. The cork dry rotted. Now people tell me, oh, that ain't going to happen. Really? Notice that's a very bad situation. Let me see if I can get it out. I don't know how I'm going to reseal this thing. I got it out, but it probably dropped cork into the whiskey. I'll have to filter it. Not now. Just goes to show you what can happen with these corks. A cork is nice. It's pretty looking. It's good, but that can happen. And it did happen just now. And I never saw any evidence in previous pours that no, I don't see any chips. I guess no, maybe I do. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. This is oh boy. Get the coffee filter. I gotta waste the coffee filter. So someone tells you, I'll go rinse the glass. Someone tells you it's a baseless fear about these corks dry rotting, and it's just a paranoia of some sort. Here's evidence that it is certainly not. Now, I'll keep this filter and figure out something. Oh boy. But you saw it live on air, the whiskey disaster. Oh yes, I know what I'm going to do. I just figured it out. I have a bottle of JW Dan, and it's nearly empty. It's just that close to being empty. So I'll finish that off. Maybe today I'll figure something out, and then I'll pour the Cutty Sark into that vessel and use it. There's no other choice. I don't want it uncapped. So it's kind of dark, you know. Is that from coloring or from wood? I don't know. So I filtered the cork out. Well, people have told me that the synthetic cork, you know, the neoprene, that rubber, is better because it's less prone to that kind of problem. You saw what happened. Okay. Oh, this is very light. I don't think they're adding any color into this Legacy. But I have to tell you, I've been rather disappointed with the Legacy. When I first tried it, I really liked it. Now, with my friend David tried it, he really liked it. But it seemed like once breathe and air got involved with it, it deteriorated it as far as the flavor. Now Cutty Sark Prohibition, you can see here, it's won awards, or it says reward. It didn't win awards, it won rewards. Okay, that's kind of a odd way to write it. It's 50% alcohol. They're going to make a bunch of talk about it. Warm golden color. I would say more like amber. Compass and powerful with soft, ripe fruits, honey, and vanilla on the nose. I'm not picking up all that, I don't believe. Creamy, rich palate, hints of toffee with peppery note. Super smooth finish with lingering warmth, subtle spices. Okay. Kim William McCoy, the real McCoy, they claim that's where the term came from. Some people dispute that. A full flavored, Commonwealth spelling, flavored whiskey. Hand-selected American sherry oak cask gives subtle signature flavors of vanilla and spice. Okay. There's no age statement, but we know it's aged in sherry cask. Oh, that's interesting. American sherry cask. Now there's a Cutty Sark 12-year-old. I've never seen it in the United States. I did see it at the airport in England. Now, when I was at London's Heathrow Airport, which is huge, there's a lot of liquor stores in there because they know people are waiting around for the plane and so forth. So, and I was bored to tears, really. But so I was looking around, and the whiskey, the liquor stores made it interesting, at least kind of pass the time. And they did let me. He actually offered me samples of some things. So they had a lot of Cutty Sark there. Some the regular, some of it was just the regular original. Similar price, really no difference. They had the Prohibition, the 12, this 33. I don't recall seeing the Deco bottle. Centenary edition. I don't recall that either. But they had all kind of fancy ones, you know. I just thought, oh, that's really nice. That's neat, you know. John Gilligan, I saw a over $225 bottle of Cutty Sark at World of Beverage in Georgia, and with the name of it. So there's a lot that they make that's not listed. It was bought by a company called the Glen Turner Company in 2013. The bottle I have says the Edrington Group, I believe. So that means the bottle was what, from 2013? Let me get the bottle again. So did the bottle totally deteriorate in 11 years? Yeah, Edrington. So this is an original 2013 bottle. Like I say, it's dark. It looks black, doesn't it? But it's dark brown. If you have good sunlight, you'll notice that it's dark brown, and you'll notice that the lettering is actually brown, very dark brown, not black, although it appears to be, but it's dark brown with khaki back notes. All right, backdrop. So this one's black and gold with khaki backdrop. All right, so yeah, I got the filter up there. Well, hey, these things happen, and it happened today. I had it happen with a bottle of 1977 bottle of Wild Turkey, not Wild Turkey. Scratch that. A 1983 bottle of 8-year age Wild Turkey 101. They don't make that anymore, to my knowledge, but it was called Wild Turkey 101, age 8 years, 1975 to 83. Cap came off, cork everywhere, deteriorated. Happened on a 1954 bottle of Biscuit and Debouché brandy, cognac brandy, Biscuit and Debouché, or Biscuit and Debouché cognac brandy. Amy, thank you, next door, she had a full bottle. You could see that some of it had evaporated. That wasn't a good sign. That cork wasn't totally sealing it. But she said, you can have it. I said, well, I don't want to take your liquor. She said, well, we're never going to drink it. I said, well, why would you buy cognac and you're not going to drink it? She said, just because it was really old, and it was $1 at an estate sale. I said, well, okay, I can understand that. And we could see there was the old tax stamp on there, torn, and it said 1954. So this is the third instance of this thing happening. So you are not going to sell me on the idea that cork's not going to dry rot, because I've seen it in action. I have seen it in action. Not have I seen, have seen. Past participle, sorry. All right. They were always emphasizing correct tense when I was in high school and junior high, elementary. They're like, harp on that. So it stuck with me. And it always like catches my attention when people use the wrong tense. They'll say, I have went there. And it just makes me grip my teeth. And I want to tell them, no, you have gone there before, but see, when you have that drilled into your mind as a child, I guess we had good English teachers. Math teachers, not too good. So I had to get remediated on mathematics in college, which helped me a lot. Aroma, honestly, is a washout. Not picking up any kind of meaningful aroma difference. It's just grain alcohol, which is what the grain whiskey is, aged at least 3 years. In the United States, it can be raw. And then you're going to get your flavors from the single malts. Whose single malts are used in this? We do not know, and we probably never will know. And ultimately, it probably doesn't matter much. Typically 80-20 blend ratio, 80% grain whiskey, 20% single malt, or really a 3-to-1 ratio, right? 3 parts. Sorry, 4-to-1. Just talked about mathematics, right? 4-to-1, 4 parts grain whiskey, 1 part malted barley whiskey. 20, 40, 60, 80, and then the other 20 is the malt. That's not a rule, though. That's not a rule. If you look at the Scotch regulations, they don't even talk about ratio whatsoever. This is obviously the Cutty Sark Prohibition because it's much stronger. It's obviously a 50% alcohol Scotch. It's got strength. It's got boldness. It's got lots of character. There's a lot of oakiness in it, not corkiness, oakiness from the barrel. Oh, those sherry barrels. I got so discombobulated on the catastrophe earlier. Let's write that in there in case somebody wants to read my notes. Aged. What's happening? I'm hitting the wrong button. This glass is in my way. Aged in American sherry barrels. Obviously, ex-sherry barrels. It would just be a barrel if they hadn't had sherry in it. Now, who's sherry? Sherry is common to America. They make a lot of sherry in California. They make Fairbanks, Sheffield. You've probably heard of them. Gibson's, that's also from California. And then in New York, you have Taylor, which is probably the biggest brand, Taylor. Probably Taylor Cream Sherry. And then from England, you have the famous Bristol Cream, but this is not English sherry. So yeah, who knows? We don't know. We never will. Okay, so that tastes really nice. Let's go over here. Oh, man. It does have a little peatiness. Now, it's drawing out the peatiness, like that compost pile. But there's this strange caramel candy. And I noticed that with the WD Liquors blended Scotch whiskey. Also 80 proof. Also bottled at Buffalo Trace by Sazerac. And it makes me think that they're using the same Scotch and putting two different labels on it. I can't prove it. They sure do taste alike. Although, thinking further, I don't recall any peaty note on the WD Liquors Scotch, Winn-Dixie Scotch. I don't. But they had that strange caramel candy. But it seemed like I would have noticed the peat with all the tastings I did, which was not a small amount. It has no ability to compete with Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition. It's not it's a mismatch. Now you say, why even do it? Well, you know, why have a football schedule when you got teams that can't compete? They're having a bad year, like Tulsa this year. They won 3 games. Well, they're going to play. They're going to play the schedule. If they play Georgia, you're not going to have a lot of people watching it because they know the outcome before it happens. They may have some gamblers watching it to see if certain the point spread is covered, things like that. But generally, and maybe the Tulsa fans and the Georgia fans will watch it casually because they probably have a hard time getting interested in it. But it's, you know, it exists. It happens. All right. So this is the kind of thing like that. You just play the schedule, but you know the outcome. You know the outcome before you do the challenge. I was under no illusions that Legacy would have any sort of chance against Cutty Sark, and it clearly does not. Sorry about the little mishap earlier with the cork breaking in my hand. I just couldn't believe it. I was just shocked. You could see my behavior was a bit one of shock. And now the coffee filter. So I got to work on that. Oh, well, a minor problem in our lives, something like that. Still irritating, but anyway. It's got a wonderful flavor. I love Cutty Sark. It does have a little peaty note, and it does have vanilla, like they say. Okay, they say in vanilla. I'll go. Has a honey. I don't know if I mentioned honey, if they had honey, but I'm tasting that. Smoky? Nah. Cutty Sark, that's not their game. not really peatiness. They're more like honey, vanilla, things like that. So great product. If you see this for $27.99, oh man, you better buy it. But watch out for the cork. So that's what 11 years got me. 11-year bottle, and I got the deterioration. Legacy, well, I guess you could skip this one. Unless you're game like me and you just want to try stuff just to try it. You know, you say, well, I'll see it. I don't know anything about it. $14.99 for this big bottle. No risk factor. You buy it. I tasted it initially. It was better than I had expected. And then now that it's been breathing, it has gone down. Something about the air, I think it affects some of these products. Just once you open it and it doesn't hold up. But I mean, I'm not saying it went rancid or anything like that. I just mean the flavor was like drop off. Oh well. Oh well, it's not the first time that's happened, and it certainly won't be the last. And in a bottle like this, I don't really care. It's a bottle I paid $80 for. I would be highly aggravated about it. I did pay a lot of that for that Buchanan's 18-year age. I think it was like $75. I gave it as a gift. Now, my friend took some sips and he liked it, but now he's saving. He always wants to save everything. Could that get affected by, I don't know. And Walmart has that 18-year age right over there, but it's like $80 or something. But anyway, so final assessment, Legacy's all right, but it can't compete. Cutty Sark is the clear and present winner. And I'm going to call it right now. It's going to have a C for Cutty Sark. Oh, I see what happened. I mixed them up because when but you saw what happened. That's understandable. When the cork failed, remember I had to pour it in the other glass to get the cork out of it, and I wasn't thinking. I forgot to mix it back into. I forgot to dump it back into the original glass. Okay, so that's okay. That makes sense. All right. The labels got switched due to the accident. Yeah, that's right. And then I rinsed the glass, and then okay. So and when I rinsed the glass, I poured the Legacy in it. I got so thrown off, so discombobulated, couldn't think straight. All right. So anyway, Cutty Sark, a really wonderful blended Scotch whiskey, and the Prohibition edition is even greater. And I would give it a solid A, no doubt about it. It's an A all the way. Legacy started at a strong score, but it's been going down. So you could call it like a 8.1 B minus. You can make the argument that it's good, but I wouldn't try to make a strong argument. I wouldn't, if somebody told me they didn't like it and they thought it was mediocre, I wouldn't take issue with that. Could just me trying to, and my subconscious make it better than it is, No, I mean. All right, anyway, so thanks for watching. Thanks for tolerating the little fiasco earlier with the cork. And we won't have to worry about that with JW Dan because there is no cork. Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.